Tough times may lie ahead for the Hibbing School District.
A massive budget deficit will soon lead to changes seen and felt by everyone there.
Northern News Now's Cara Kopp spent the day in Hibbing learning how.
The district's anticipating that we're going to need to cut at least $1 million this year.
A $1 million deficit, that's what the Hibbing School Board is up against.
6 or 7 years ago, we had 2,500 students in the district, and now we're down into 2,150 students.
A loss of students and COVID funding putting a dent in the Iron Range district's income.
Based on state funding, we think that we're going to have to either eliminate up to 10 positions or find other ways to be more efficient as a district.
Other ways including reconfiguring the grades, meaning they would turn the Lincoln Elementary School, which holds students grades 3 through 6, back into a middle school model.
Could provide us with more efficiencies with transportation, food service.
The realignment could save the school around $600,000. Plus, it gives the board the chance to make a change to their schools that the community has been asking for.
Right now, I'm pretty excited about us being able to have a similar middle school and a high school focus.
Keith Turner, the Hibbing Activities Director, says he believes the new grade model would be beneficial for everyone in the community, including the students.
It gives our students an opportunity to grow before they come to the high school.
Big changes ahead. The district hopes will help them get back on track financially. In Hibbing, Cara Kopp, Northern News Now.
The Hibbing School Board says they're going to continue to meet and plan their next steps. Students and parents can expect to hear updates in the near future.